fighting for? Why can't people help people? That's the question.
Oh my gosh, it's people helping people!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another amazing episode of People Helping People. Feels good. Oh man, are we having an exciting chapter 2. If you guys are just joining us, this is a live show. Join in, ask some questions, leave some comments. We love your guys' feedback. So thank you to anybody that's just joining us for the first time. If you're coming back again and enjoying a show with us, welcome back. We are so proud to be in chapter 2. Chapter 2 is called The Give Back. And what that entails is we are putting our amazing community together and sponsoring kids to go to Camp ASDA. That's Camp AZDA. And Camp ASDA is for kids with type 1 diabetics kids with type 1 diabetics, kids with type 1 diabetes to come together and not feel alone in the world. Diabetes can be a very lonely disease, and I wanted to put my best foot forward. And being a type 1 diabetic myself, I wanted to do something that was giving back to my community. And this camp is a week-long camp for children to go and experience support, love, and community with everyone else that is there, including the staff, including the medical staff, the counselors. Everybody's type 1 diabetics. So, that's what chapter 2 is all about. It's about giving back. So thank you to everybody that's here today. And thank you for everybody that has donated thus far. If that cause calls to you and you would like to donate to help sponsor a kid to go to Camp ASDA, the link is down in the description. Now, I'm not asking anybody to donate. This is just if it calls to you. There's a great place to donate your money and to an incredible cause. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate you. Welcome to Chapter 2. I am so excited for tonight's show for so many reasons. But before we get into introducing our guest who is patiently waiting in the background, I want to talk about our sponsors because we have people that are supporting People Helping People. And we are a proud representative of these sponsors. So let's get into it. Tonight's show is sponsored by Mike Silkowski. He's your local partner in getting your message in front of the right people. Mike specializes in helping businesses right here in Southern Arizona reach their ideal customers through TV and streaming services. He's not just sponsoring this chapter 2 of People Helping People. He's building partnerships, and he doesn't succeed unless you do. If you're ready to grow your business with someone who's invested in your success, call Mike directly at 515-305-5311. Again, that's 515-305-5311. And we are such a proud representative of Mike. He is the guy. So if you have a business here in the Southern Arizona area, doesn't matter what type of business, he will help you find your clientele. He will help you find your marketing strategy. And if he can't help you, he knows somebody that can. So just reach out to him, give him a call, let him know what your business is, and see if he can get you in front of the right people and help get the word out about your business. So Mike, we appreciate you. Thank you for being a sponsor of the show. And we couldn't go on without mentioning T-Town Boxing. Jake Wilson over there, he is an incredible guy who opened up a gym with purpose. Boxing has saved his life 10 times over, and he wanted to give that same thing to his community and the people around him, and he's done just that. So if you're looking to get, a little workout in or, learn something new, learn a new skill, go to T-Town Boxing, hit up Jake Wilson. You can find them on Instagram at instagram.com/T-Town-Boxing or boxingtucson.com. Again, that's instagram.com/T-Town-Boxing or boxingtucson.com. We love you, Jake. And last but not least, carsfortucson.org. And I say this all the time because dang it, I mean it. They're out here doing God's work. Carsfortucson.org is an organization put together. It's a nonprofit organization put together to help people that have been financially stricken. So if they're in financial crisis and they need car repairs, your donations go to helping the people that need it most. Their goal is also to give away vehicles. So they're out here helping people out that, may need it. And as you all know, and as I know all too well, one car repair can be make or break for either feeding a family, paying your rent, or whatever it may be. So they are there to help with that exact situation. So if you guys would like to donate to Cars for Tucson, go to carsfortucson.org if that calls to you. And we thank you so much over there, Ari, and are a proud representative of carsfortucson.org. Thank you, guys. All right, you guys, drum roll, please. I'm so excited this evening for so many reasons. And I just kind of want to backpedal for just a moment and give a little glimpse as to why I purchased all this podcast gear to begin with. I was working in the oil field and I did not have much time with my family, did not have much time with the ones that I loved. And one Christmas I decided that I would love more than anything to have conversations with my family, have conversations with my sis, my mother, my father, my grandparents, sit down with them each individually and ask them the questions that I may not ever ask in normal conversation and get to know them on a different level. And that was just something that I wanted to have for the family forever. So without further ado, tonight I am bringing that to fruition. And the man that we're having on the show today has been the glue, the foundation, the wisdom and love that has held our family together for so long. Ladies and gentlemen, my father, Lars Ward. How was that?
That was pretty good, son.
Thanks, Pops.
I got to tell you, Mike and Jake and Cars for Tucson, those are good people.
Yes.
They sound like they're doing the right thing for the right reasons, and I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I've listened to your podcast, and they're sounds like fantastic people. So
yeah, absolutely. Shout out to those guys. Yeah, no doubt about it. And in everything that Jake has done for me personally, he's actually going to pick up a car tomorrow to go. He goes on trips all the time. And so he comes and gets cars for me, and I work out at his gym. And it's just like, we've got,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. I was just saying, we have some things working in the background too. Like we just, he's just a real good guy, and he's from Eugene, Oregon. And so we got a lot in common.
Nice. Excellent.
Well, Pops, welcome to the show for the first time.
Thanks for having me on. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. And so for the people that don't know, I know I already gave you an introduction, but go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Lars Ward. I've never had to introduce myself before, but I'm of age. I'm 56.
Legal.
I met your mama back in 92 or something like that. And we fell in love at first sight, one of those stories. And since I met her, we've never been apart. You were the young man of the house at the time.
Yeah. Some
good stories there. Yeah. And you were just the best thing that ever happened in my life, other than your mom, of course. But it's been a fantastic life ever since. I was in radio for a little bit. I'm better to be a has-been than I never was. Now I'm in heavy construction and live up here in Oregon and enjoying life.
Nice. I love it. Beautiful. Well, I'm really... Go ahead.
No, that's in a nutshell. That's my life. It's wonderful.
It's me. Help. I'm in this nutshell.
Yeah.
How did I get in this nutshell? Oh man. Dude,
Good memories.
I just love you. I love you a lot. And I don't know if you heard, but I kind of gave a little bit of I want to say a synopsis of why I purchased all this gear. I want to give a little backstory on that. And I thought it was so important to have these conversations forever because the ones that are no longer with us, I found myself prior to this saving voicemails from all the ones
Mhm.
that I love just to hear their voice if something were to ever happen.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
how freaking awesome would it have been to had full length conversations with them and be able to listen to those at any time?
Well, yeah, and generation when we grew up, it was pictures in a photograph album,
Yeah.
and maybe possibly a cassette tape that you recorded somebody on that got destroyed. But the technology has increased so much that this is a wonderful opportunity to have all
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
stuff that you can talk to, and even if it's just for your personal use, that's fantastic. And but if other people can see what's being done, what you're doing is fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. It really is something special. And again, I'm ecstatic to have you on. And, I feel as though I am carrying the torch right now for the radio DJ life. You started, I remember watching you when I was a kid growing up, hearing you on the radio, going into the radio station and seeing the soundboards and the headphones and the microphones and just being in awe, like you were the man.
It was a golden age, things have changed, but that was real raw radio. It was just like you say, seeing the soundboards, the microphones, and you're live, just like you're doing now. It's it's just a different thing, but it's still the same. And
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah. And the beauty is like, I mean, I am a network now. I just press a couple buttons and now I have anybody could do it, it is really
Well,
great.
yeah, yeah.
But I very often, very frequently, I give you your flowers in the beginning of each show, and I start the show so late, so it's tough.
I love what you do.
But I want to, in lieu of my pops, the man, the myth, the legend. Cheers, pops. A little sip of Joe.
I'll let you go first. Nicely. That's almost exactly what it is.
Come on. Come on.
When I first saw it and heard you do that, I thought, dang it, that's good.
Why do you tell where that stems from?
Well, I was on a radio station, and it was one of those things where you're live, and I always thought, kind of like what you're doing too. You're not talking to 1,000 people, 1,000,000 people. You're talking to one person, and radio is very personal. I've always thought that myself, and what you're doing is very personal too. You're talking one-on-one with your audience, and I thought, break down the walls of because radio back in the 80s and 90s was all jocks doing stuff and this and that and goofy stuff. But then if you could just talk to one person and be yourself,
Ooh.
and open up the microphone and give people what you're doing, let them into your personal life. And I thought that was kind of funny.
That was your segment.
Yeah, you're just waking up in the morning, going to school, going to work, whatever. Hey, take a break, relax, have a sip of coffee, slurp and sigh, whatever, just relax, and it's going to be okay.
It's so good. It's so good. Well, I am proud to keep that tradition alive. And
I'm proud you are.
oh man, I have so many questions for you, and I'm just excited to have this opportunity to really get to know you a lot better, because I think the beauty of this type of conversation is asking the questions that you would never ask in an everyday conversation.
And I don't think you and I have really had those big conversations much.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
I
think
mean,
that's really I don't know, maybe it's uncommon, but I think it's common to just take the stories that your parents tell you about their childhood, but
mhm.
not dig too deep into the inner workings of those things. And so
Okay.
and I wanna dive into all that stuff.
Oh,
And,
I'll be there for you.
yeah, I think that's a beautiful segue because I wanna know, what your life like or what your life was like growing up, and what do you remember most about your childhood?
Okay, before we get into this,
Yeah.
you were a wonderful kid. I
No,
always thought
thanks.
you were. I always thought you were awesome. So, um, my childhood growing up. Let's see, the background. I grew up small towns, wooded towns, north central Washington, Idaho, and the Pacific Northwest mostly. My dad was in the Forest Service, the U.S. Forest Service. So we moved a few times when I was really young. And before I was 3, I think we lived in 4 different towns, which doesn't
Wow.
matter to a kid who's 3 years old, you know.
Yeah.
And so it was high country desert and Rocky Mountain type stuff. But as a kid, you didn't really pay attention, you
Sure.
know.
Sure.
Idaho is where I was born, and the few memories I have of Idaho, I remember sledding off the roof of our garage because there's a lot of snowdrift.
Yeah.
I remember we lived on a place that had cows, so I remember going out and feeding the cows in a wheelbarrow once.
Nice.
And yeah, I don't have a lot of tiny childhood memories.
Sure.
I remember seeing a pig being butchered once when I was a child, and I cried.
Yeah, was that traumatizing?
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, they had the tractor and they picked it up. It was probably already dead,
Yeah.
and then they put it in the water to take the skin off or something, and I cried.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that
Did you
was a
get
traumatic.
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
But my brother was my best friend. He's 2 years older than I.
I was gonna ask
Yeah.
about your guys' relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we live in isolated areas or small towns, um, he was my best friend and
Yeah.
still is. And we played together. We did everything together. The way I idolized him because he was my big brother and
Yeah.
because he knew more than I did and he could run faster and do better things than I could. So I tried to do what he could do all the time. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was a good time with him. He's always been my best friend and he still is to this day.
Yeah, we love you, Uncle Doyle. Oh,
Yeah,
DV, this
Doyle.
one's for you. Oops.
Do you
That's
want to hear?
awesome.
Do you want to hear stories or
Oh, yeah, we'll dive into
in
that.
general?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So with Uncle Doyle, was that like a healthy competitive spirit? Do you think that as a young man having an older brother, obviously you had somebody to idolize, you had a hero, so that's good, right? And
Hmm.
do you think that that was like a healthy competitive attitude between the two of you?
We didn't have a competitive bone in our body between the two of us.
Wow.
It was just more like at one time he said, "I always thought of you as my older brother,"
Wow.
which is a little fine, and I understood that. But we never really competed against each other. We were a team. We always did things together. We'd back each other up, all that kind of thing. We weren't, he's got the academic brain in our family, which is fantastic, and he's got a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
But I think we both relied on our sense of humor to keep us together. And
Nice.
yeah, for competitiveness, it wasn't like I'm going to ride my bike faster than you, or this or that, or I can throw a rock faster than you. It was a mutual respect for each other,
Dang.
which is fun. We just go out and do stuff together.
Yeah, that's amazing because I think that I mean, I know for me and my sis, there's a lot of competitiveness, and for my
Oh
mom,
yeah,
her twin, it's a lot of
oh
competitive.
yeah.
But I've seen that in you as being my father and growing up, and that makes so much sense that you guys worked as a team because you're like one of the most amazing team players of anybody I've ever met.
Well, I always looked at to me, family is most important. Like you, family is most important for you. And whatever I can do to kind of grab people together and smooth things out, that benefits all of us. So I've always kind of thought of that the way. There's no need to, competitiveness is a great thing. Obviously, it makes people. I think it makes people better. But when you don't need to be, competing for fun, that's good. But to be competing to put somebody down or be better than somebody, just lift people up and help them.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so unreal. Like having this show right now is people helping people. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, yes, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, just how in shock people are when I am like promoting them or here to help with anything and everything with my phone line on and they're like,
Just
man,
because.
just because like with no expectations of anything in return.
Yeah.
And that, just finding purpose in being in service of others and knowing that there's enough for everybody to eat, man. It's not
Yeah.
feast or famine.
It's the right thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's people helping people.
Yes, people helping people, man. Yeah. I want to dive into, one of the main stories that you remember about your childhood with your brother, and I'm sure there's a full book's worth. But
Yeah.
when you think back to your childhood, is there like a story or two that just pops up and shines bright?
How old are we talking?
Well, you tell me. I'll let you take the
Well,
reins.
I mean, I remember, okay, here's a lesson in life that my dad always said, don't run in the woods.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
You know
awesome.
why? Because you're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Well, we went out camping one night. It was the first night of camping somewhere up along the Columbia somewhere. I don't know where it was. And I think I was probably, I don't know, 5. So that would put my brother at 7, somewhere around that age. Campsite's all set up. Mom's got food cooking. Dave and I are going to go. Dave. My brother's name is Doyle Vaughn Ward. So family calls him Dave for DV or Doyle Vaughn.
Yeah.
And so it gets a little confusing with wives and moms and stuff. But so I called him Dave or DV. And we're walking down this trail and it's all, you go through the trails and people keep things clear. They clear the brush and stuff. So they clip things off, all the little trees and things. And we're down the trail a ways and I hear my mom said, dinner time or something like that. And what do? My brother's in front of me. I turn around. I start running back to camp. Running. Because I'm going to beat here's competitiveness. I'm trying to beat my brother back to camp.
Yeah.
And I'm doing great. I'm a little more athletic than my brother is, always have been. He's got the brains. I got the whatever.
Yeah.
And then we're about halfway back down the trail and I hear this thump. Oh! And I look back and there's my brother on the ground with his hand over his eye and blood coming out. And those little saplings that you cut off, well, he was running in the woods.
Oh, in your dad's voice, you can hear, don't be running in the woods.
So we had to pack up camp and go to the hospital.
Oof.
And go ahead.
What was your dad's reaction to that? Just a head shake?
Yeah, pretty much. He was pissed that we had to break camp and go. And my brother was fine. He didn't have any serious bad injuries. But, when your kid's bleeding, you got to go to the hospital anyway.
Yeah.
And that reminded me of a couple other things. We had some pool cues, little ones, and we were sword fighting when we were kids. And he shanked me in the eye right there. And I was in the closet bleeding. And I said, don't tell mom and dad. Don't tell mom and dad. Oh, we got to tell them. They came in. I'm bleeding all over the place. So we went to the emergency room again. We had a lot of emergency room visits. I think that's the story of my life as a kid. Yeah. Lots of emergency room visits.
That's amazing.
And finally, one time, the doctor, we were in the emergency room, and the doctor looked at my brother and says, "Do your parents beat you?" because we were always in the ER.
Yeah. That's
Like,
so
and he
funny.
was serious. He thought our parents were doing stuff to us. We
Yeah.
were just clumsy. I was running through the woods again one time. Didn't see the barbed wire fence because it was all rusty. It was like a coyote roadrunner moment. Boing.
Oh
I had
no.
to go to the hospital get tetanus shots.
Yeah. I think that that's almost a lost thing in this generation, this day and age. Like
Yeah.
kids getting hurt. Like you're
Oh,
supposed to do those things to learn the lessons that the wise ones
yeah.
are telling us.
All the time. You're getting hurt all the time as kids. And we lived in the woods most of our young lives. So we had a lot of those incidents.
Mm. Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think back on all these stories, like you asked me about, but there's so many of these little tiny niblets of running through the woods, getting hurt, this and that. And I remember our neighbors had cows, and I remember seeing the birth of. There's just so many little things as a child that you see out in, well, wherever you live. It's just
Yeah.
so much, and you learn from it. Like you're saying, you learn these things, and you step up and you grow, and don't do that again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe you will.
Sure. Sure. But at least when you get older too, you can tell your kids don't run in the woods, you know?
And you know what they're going to do?
They're gonna run in the woods. Dang it. You know, we
Nothing
used
changes.
to that's so funny because we used to do something called oh gosh, what did we call it? I jeez. They were night runs.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's about as dumb as it can get. I'm almost embarrassed to admit this story, but you, all of us would start in a line and we look up at the top of the trees and we'd be in the
Oh
woods
God.
and we'd go. We'd run and the last person standing would win. So we'd have all of us and you just hear, oh, 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 and people are eating it left and right. And I
Oh my
never
God.
won. Yeah.
Well, there's another story. Because we lived in a house in the woods, and we were playing tag or something. I don't know what it was, and my brother was blindfolded, so he had his arms out like this. Well, that's about the width of a tree. So we'd all be, it's like Marco Polo almost, and he'd be searching for us, and sure enough, whap, he just nails a tree, full
Yeah.
bore. And ponderosa pines don't give.
Mm. Doing, doing.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Well, I want to dive into the other side of things too, because Grandma Mona
Hmm.
and Grandpa Doyle, I want to know about them and their parenting style and where they came from. So let's do one. Let's break one of those down at a time.
Okay.
Where are your parents from? My grandparents.
Your grandparents, your grandfather, Doyle, he's from Wichita, Kansas. So
Okay.
he's English, Irish, mutt. Family's been in Kansas for a long time. Um, it's about all I know of him. Them. He's got an older sister, Aunt Sherry, which you've
Yeah.
seen their plays, and he lived on the poor side of town, I think, is what he recalls. He was a fisherman, and his dad was a avid hunter, delivered bakery pastries and stuff like that. Really good looking guy, and they gave birth to my dad. And he got out of high school, went to work for Boeing in Wichita. Wichita is a big Boeing hub at that time.
Mm.
I think he actually worked for the first Pizza Hut as well
Oh wow.
when he was a teenager.
Crazy, yeah.
And your grandpa, he's got a snide sense of humor, and he's always got a good smile on his face, and
The
he's
best.
he really is. And I think that's where I get a lot of my sense of humor as well. And
Yeah.
his father died. I never met my grandfather. His dad, he had a heart attack in his 40s or 50s. So, and
Mm.
at that time, my dad was going to go to college, or he was in college at Missoula. I think that's Montana State University, because he always wanted to be a forester. And his dad died and he was going to quit college and come back home and take care of his mom. And she said, nope, you stay in college, which is probably the best decision they ever made, because he told all his friends that he's going to go to Montana and be a forester and meet a tall, blonde Norwegian woman and marry her.
Wow.
And so he did. And my dad and my mom met at a forester's ball or something like that, some toe tags on their feet, and you had to pick out the person you're going to date or something. He picked out this one woman and they were dancing, and then he saw my mom and I thought, I'm going to ask her to dance. And they did. And they've been together ever since.
Wow. Wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing. That is amazing. And they, I mean, what I guess I'd have to ask what you learned about love and parenting from those two, because you, again, being the guy that I want to say that you being such a team player in everything that you do in your life, I imagine that you took pages from their book.
Yeah, I think, I wasn't paying attention, but I think you just absorb things. And, I know that my brother and I were probably a pain in the butt to our parents at times. We didn't know. And their parenting skills, that was back when you'd still get the belt if you did something wrong, but it wasn't an angry belt. It wasn't a beating. It was a slap to, hey, wake up, dude, you're doing the wrong thing. And my dad was in the military. He was in the Army when my brother was born in Fort Belvoir. That's back in DC. And so he was very, I don't want to say my dad's anal, because he's not, because he's so funny. He's not anal. He's just structured. He does things a certain way because he has to keep things nice and neat and clean. And that's what he does. And that was hard for me because I'm a little scatterbrained. I don't know that you've noticed that, but I can be scatterbrained and a little cluttery here and there. But he was very structured. I mean, we'd get up in the morning. You had to have your bed. You'd have to get up after he got up and be ready, have your bed made, have your clothes on. And if you didn't, you'd get the squirt gun.
Oh, geez.
Which was kind of funny. He'd come in, I'd be sleeping, and I'm supposed to wake up. He comes, start squirting us through the sheets and stuff. So,
gosh, that's great.
but the structure, I think, meant a lot to me in life. And my mom's parenting style was, your mom's in here adjusting the lights.
Oh,
Trace.
the volume in there is playing through.
Oh yeah, Trace, get out of here. Mute it.
Yeah.
She's funny. She's still the same. So, and my mom was, it was interesting with me. I really got along with my mom. I really got along with my dad.
Yeah.
And I had a great time with both of them. They were just funny, relaxed people to me. And I think I absorbed that to have a good time with structure and just keep everybody together. And I think that's where it was. I mean, I love my mom. She's a wonderful lady. And my dad's a wonderful guy. I don't know. He's such a good, smart, intelligent, funny guy. How do you get that way? It's just, wow.
Yeah, I love, one of my favorite things in the world, and it's so funny because I think I got this from you, was just sitting back and watching people interact.
Yeah.
Like just enjoying the conversation around me. I don't always have to be involved.
Yeah.
And to watch you and your father interact, I wish that I could remember you and your mother interacting before she passed.
Yeah.
I see you and your father interact, and I'm just like, these two are best friends. Like, just your guys' humor, it's so dry, it's so witty, it's so funny. I just always love sitting there and watching you guys chat.
Well, it's a hoot, I do consider him one of my best friends ever, because he's just like you say, he's just funny. He's just hilarious. I can jab him every once in a while. He laughs at, when you can make your father laugh,
Mm,
that's the best feeling in the world.
it is.
It's
It
like
is the
I've
best.
reached his level, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
And growing up watching my mother and father talk. Oh, here's a good thing. I'm sorry to jump around,
Okay.
but my dad would get home from work, and my mom she'd get home from work, or when she was working, she did, and they would take time to sit out on the patio or the porch or the kitchen table, and they would both talk about their day and listen to each other and not try to solve each other's problems.
Ooh.
Because people need to
Wow.
just talk, and they don't necessarily want to have you, okay, here's what you should do. Here's what you should do.
Mm.
They just need to be listened to.
That is really powerful. Thank you for sharing that, because
Yeah.
that is definite. I mean, that speaks to my soul. That speaks
Yeah.
to my core being, because I am such a fixer. And
Yeah.
I
Huh.
think that through the experiences in my life that I do have answers, but I
Hmm.
know that's not always what people want and or
No,
need. So thank you.
exactly.
Dang,
Yeah. You
see,
just
come on.
listen.
Come on. Oh, man's dropping nuggets.
I think that's why you got 2 ears, 2 eyes, and 1 mouth, maybe.
Oh, I should do more of the listening. And that's, I mean, honestly though, this podcast has brought a lot of that. I mean, there's so much that this podcast has brought to me, is just really listening and diving into what people are saying, and asking more questions versus trying to give advice. I think is really an incredible
Yeah.
thing. But it's a muscle that you have to flex. And I just love that you said that they would sit down with that mindset before they even sat to
Yeah.
just listen.
Yeah. And
It's,
they did. That's why they were married for so long.
I love that. Before we continue, because I want to dive into some other things here, we do have some comments from the people here. Kayla Coffee Studios, welcome in. She's out there. She says hello. Metropolis the musical is in here too. Hello. She's referring to you being on the radio, and she says, Dad would always tell real funny stories about me I'd never want to hear. She thought when you were a radio DJ.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you were just young and in love and chit chatting about it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always told stories about my family on the radio, but they weren't embarrassing or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were good stuff.
And we'll dive into how you guys came to be and how that flourished and all that here in a moment. But let's jump into some more comments here. Amanda Cardenas, hello, welcome in. She is the one that has inspired the Give Back. She is a type 1
Oh,
diabetic who came on the show.
nice.
And
The the camp?
Camp
Okay.
ASDA, AZDA. Yep.
Asda. Okay, good.
Yeah, and Amanda Cardenas went there 24 years ago when she was 7 years old, and it changed her whole outlook. She still has best friends, people that came to her wedding, just built a community within this camp, and it changed her whole mindset from just being a type 1 diabetic who's alone in the world to being an advocate, to giving other people that experience. And so she sponsors kids as well to go to Camp
That's
ASDA.
amazing.
So welcome in, Amanda. Thank you for being here. And Amanda says, so this is the man who helped raise you right. She says, hi, Pops.
I did the best I could.
Oh, man, he did a damn good job. And thank you, Amanda. Kenny Johnson says, what's up? What's up, Kenny?
What's up, Kenny?
Yeah, what's up, Kenny? He also says, loved your story on Rizzle's podcast. Thank you for that. Yeah,
That was a good one.
Oh, thank you. You watched that one?
Yeah.
The Upleft State of Mind. Yeah. It was interesting to be interviewed versus being, I'd like to take my host hat off for a second was crazy. And so it was very interesting. We talked a lot about mental health and things like that. So let's see who else we got. 857 Tucson. Damien's in the house. Welcome in. He says, hello, chat. Alex and Lars. Great conversation. Thank you, brother. And if you haven't tuned into 857 Tucson, Damian Johnson, he's one of the main pivotal reasons why I'm here doing this today. So huge shout out to you guys. Kenny also says, great convo. Thank you guys for all the comments. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for, if you guys have constructive criticisms or whatever it may be, just shoot it over there. We'll get to it.
Please do.
Yeah. So awesome, man. You know, I love hearing a little bit of backstory about you and some of the amazing things that, you know, you and your brother did as kids and some not so amazing things, you know. And yeah, I want to kind of segue into later in life. And well, you know what? Let's back up because I want to know about the key things that you took from each of your parents and how they impacted you.
That's a hard question, you know. I mean,
you can take a moment. Yeah.
no, I mean, you know, like I was talking about my dad's structure, but with his structure of raising us, he always had fun with us and he always had the sense of humor. I remember trying to, I had my new sneakers on when I was a kid and I thought I could outrun my dad.
Big mistake.
And he had his cowboy boots on. And, you know, my dad, he'd let you live your life and do your stuff, but I always knew he was better than I was. He wouldn't let me win, which I thought that was a good life lesson, you know. Yeah, you think you can outrun me, but you can't. But he did it in such a nice way. There wasn't any, I didn't feel bad about losing to him, but I thought, oh yeah, right, I'm not a man yet, or I'm not a grown up. I can't outrun that guy. He'd teach you lessons in a way that he didn't tell you how to do things or tell you these lessons. He just show you without embarrassing you. He never embarrassed me.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really, really nice because I shot some lousy free throws in high school. My dad beat me in tennis when I was on the tennis team in high school.
Wow.
And
so
I thought,
he was an athlete.
No. Well, I thought I was, but you know, there's always somebody better than you out there, I guess is the lesson he was teaching me. And maybe I was just lousy at tennis. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's the thing I got from my dad most was do your best, try your hardest, but you know, there's somebody out there that's going to be better than you. And that's just the way it is.
Wow.
You know, there's always going to be somebody driving faster than you, running faster than you. They're going to be smarter than you, whatever. But you got your own qualities and stick to those. And you're going to be faster in other things than other people. And that's kind of what I got from my dad. My mom, I got silliness and intelligence. She had empathy, but she was just goofy. One thing she did when we were kids, you know how moms play with their kids. I remember she'd pin me on the floor because I was tiny. And oh man, can I say this?
What?
It's not, she would, you know, if you're sitting there and have you ever had a spit come out of your mouth and you let it go as far as you can, then suck it back in?
Yeah.
See how far you can get that? Yeah. She'd do that to us over our face. That was back in the 70s when we were like 5 to 10 or whatever. She'd pin us on the ground and do that just to tease us. It was just
it's so funny.
Stop, and we couldn't get away. She was the funniest, best mom a person could, just full of life and laughing all the time. And she had a lot of health problems. Her knees, and you know, older she got cancer and all this other stuff. She had a lot of health problems, but she powered through to the end and was just funny all the time.
Yeah.
And she was a good cook. You know, she taught me a lot about cooking, just observing and watching and letting you dive in and help. You know, she always, come on in, let's do stuff together.
Nice. Very nice.
So I think I got silliness and respect from my mom, and be a little torture your kids once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it sounds like the perfect combination because yeah, you're just a big old dork who
Yeah.
holds the hand too, you know? Like they did a good job.
Yeah.
But I want to fast forward now because you know, as I saw you, you came into my life when I was 5 years old. And
Yeah.
um it was so I believe it was 94 or 95 that you and my mom had met. Or maybe you guys met
Yeah.
earlier and then
Well,
got married at
yeah.
95.
Yeah. Earlier.
Okay.
So your sister was born in 95. So
Yep.
it would have
Yep.
been like 93, 90, somewhere like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I want to talk about you and Mama meeting because I think that story is incredible. And we shot our own home podcast when we first got this equipment, and we talked about these stories. And
Hmm.
I had no idea. I'd never talked about that
Oh.
stuff before. So I think it would be great for you to share with the people. And it's such a time capsule, this story, I believe. Like
Yeah.
just the way that it all played out is just, it just really shows the times and it
Yeah.
shows the character that you guys were at that time. And I want you to break that story down for us about how you met my mom.
Okay. So first, I got out of college. I think it was 92 or whatever. Got my broadcasting degree. And I was living in Roseburg with my parents, working, paying my parents' rent, which was what a kid should do. And I wanted to get closer to the Portland market for radio because they were market size like 30, which they were the 30th biggest market in the country. And they're a pretty good sized market. So I wanted to move closer to get into this area. And my dad, for graduating, he got me, remember the 78 pickup truck, their old red?
Oh, do I ever?
Yeah. So I had the hood. The hood needed repainted, so I had it primed. I got it buffed up and primed. So that's a particularly important part of the story. So then I was working at the local theater, the Gallery Theater, which is a nice little theater in town. And I was doing audio. I was running the audio boards and stuff up there. And a friend that was working there said, "Hey, Golden Valley Brew Pub downtown is having a blues band in tonight." And like, boing, I love blues. So I'm like, okay, I'll go out tonight. And so we went out and we were sitting there and we weren't sitting there. I walked into the Golden Valley and it was their anniversary. It was their first month of being open. Brand new brewery in town, brew pub. I walked in, the band's playing, and I look over at the bar and all I see is this beautiful backside of blonde hair. And I'm a sucker for gorgeous blonde hair. And I thought, I'd like to meet that woman. And so then I went and sat with my friend, and the blonde haired chick went and sat at a table with like 5 or 6 other people. And a person that was there was also working at the theater that night and said, "Hey, Lars, why don't you come and join us?" So I thought, okay, I'll get a chance to meet this girl. So I went over there and just, the blonde hair did it for me. I didn't have to do anything else. And then I saw her face. I thought, okay, did a Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there and start talking, and somebody introduces us, and the first thing your mom said to me, after she knew my name, she said, I don't hold this against her, but it's funny. She said, "Your name's Lars. You don't speak with an accent, do you? Because I don't like guys with accents."
Oh, we lost him. Oh no. Because I don't like guys with accents. That's so funny. A giant Norwegian, 6'3", blonde-haired, blue-eyed man named Lars with no accent. Well, dang it, we lost him. Hopefully he pops back in here shortly. I can check and see. But yeah, I was really looking forward to hearing this story and sharing it with you guys too. Oh, there he is. Nice. Let's see what happened. Let's pop him back in. Ladies and gentlemen, Lars Ward. There he is.
So where did we lose the story?
Right when you said, I hope you don't have an accent.
Perfect timing, huh?
Yeah.
So, so then we talked some more, and I think we danced a little bit with the blues band. And that was the first night that she was away from you. And being a child, so there were some other parents there that their son or daughter babysat you that night, and they took you out. They took her out for a night on the town, which was kind of cool. And then we all decided to go to a place that's not here anymore. It's at the Y down on south part of town, and we danced quite a bit, had a good time with the other couple, and then they drove us back to the Golden Valley Brew Pub where my pickup was. And that was the first time I actually asked a woman for her number.
Hey,
And I didn't have any I know, right? All I had was a pencil, no paper. So she wrote her phone number on my hood on the primer.
Man, you don't miss. 1 for 1. You asked one time and married her.
Bam! When you know it's right, it's right.
Well done.
Yeah. Yeah, I did the right thing at the right moment, and that's all there was to it. I was committed.
Yeah, so I love that. So she wrote her phone number on the hood of your pickup.
Yeah, yeah.
And then what transpired after that? Because there was a moment of, do I call? Do I not? What
Yeah,
happens?
I mean, seriously, that's the guy's worst nightmare. When do you call? And the girl's sitting there thinking, is he going to call me? Do I want you? And all these other things. So I think I waited 2 days, maybe. I'm not sure.
You were playing it so cool.
I didn't want to call too early, but I didn't want to call too late. And what do you do?
Smooth operator. Come on.
So
man.
then we'd have, we'd talk on the phone for hours at night, and sometimes I just lay the phone on my chest and listen to her. No, your mom is a fantastic conversationalist, and I love listening to her.
One of the
And
best.
yeah, and then back to the listening thing. That's important. You need to listen.
Yeah.
So we'd talk, and finally we decided we'd date somehow, and then I moved into the apartment next door to you guys.
Yeah, in the duplex.
In the duplex.
Yeah, the
that house is still standing.
duplex.
The haunted basement. Yeah, I hated that place.
Yeah.
And the haunted. Yeah, there's some ghost stories there we could touch on another day. But
Yeah.
so we got together, and yeah, it was just a great time. And eventually, I moved in with her, and I remember you as a young man. We were in the kitchen, and kind of like your mom. I don't like guys with accents. You turned to your mom and, Mom, I don't think I like guys like that. Like batting 1,000 here.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, but it was good times all the way through. I knew that at that time I was not your father.
Yeah.
But I was there for you if you ever needed me. So that was my commitment to you.
Man, that's got to be so crazy to step in and start building. Like, when did you realize? I think you kind of answered that as like you knew that she was the one type of a thing from the get-go.
Yeah.
But when did you say, man, I'm about to adopt this kid? Like, how did that even? That's a big thing for somebody to take on, especially at a young age, because you were in your mid or late 20s.
Yeah, late 20s, 27, 28, something like that. 26 maybe.
I mean,
well, I just always knew that I was committed to this family. It wasn't any bulb or anything that went off in my head. I just knew I was committed. And if it wasn't going to work out, I knew it wasn't going to work out. I'd be okay with that. But if I was accepted and everything was cool, I was there. I was in love, and I thought you were a fantastic kid. Yeah. And I thought, okay, well, I'll be here for you.
Yeah.
And that was my commitment. And it wasn't a commitment of just being able to do it. You got to commit to it. Like, you got to believe. And I believe that, okay, if I'm going to do this, it's because it's in the heart, and I'll do it right, whatever I can. And if it's rejection or whatever, I understand that too.
Yeah. Gosh. Well, I'm so grateful because you not only did I have a father growing up, you know, and I think that we definitely had our moments of turmoil where I could just use that crutch and just I can't even imagine. Like you guys put up with so much shit that
Yeah.
I'm just in awe that I'm still alive. You didn't just, you know, bury me in the backyard because
Oh, well, no, no. I'm just amazed you're alive from all the things you did.
oh yeah, wild
But
child.
no, kids do things and kids don't do things, and that's the way life is. You can't. A kid's going to be a kid. You can guide them as much as you want and give them pointers here and there, but they're going to be who they are, and you're just you, and you still are you.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about you. I've loved every bit of that. You've always been a little, not a rebel. You've always been stubborn and a good guy. You've always had a big heart. You've always had this vision in your head, and I've just always loved that about you. And you have qualities that I aspire to.
Yeah, you too. You too. And that's what's amazing is like now that I'm in a committed relationship and
Yeah.
it's amazing how, like you said, just the observing of two people in love working together as a team moving forward, the observation of that as a child, seeing you take
Hmm.
care of mom and mom take care of you, this just very cohesive environment where yeah, it was really just a marriage of love. And you guys did such a good job at supporting each other. And even if things were tight and were tough, there was always the mindset that everything was going to be okay.
It
And
will.
we always did so much with so little. And we
Yeah.
did that for so long. And we
Yeah.
never felt as though we were struggling. And when I look back on where we were and what we had, we did so much with so little. And it was really amazing how you guys did that.
I think too, and I know time's getting short, but if you have shoes on your feet, a roof over your head, food on the table, little warmth, and music in the background, as we always did,
Mm.
you're going to be all right. There'll be
Mm.
struggles, but what do you do?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Cheers. We got some people in here leaving us some comments. Let's see. David Castillo. I don't know if you saw his episode, but he's a fellow type 1 diabetic, and he shared an incredible story with us. Thank you for being here, brother. He says, the man who helped raise a legend. Yes. Gosh. Thanks, man. And this is all, this all kudos to this man right here that we're chatting with. Kenny Johnson, he is asking, was it Golden Valley Brewery in McMinnville?
Yes,
There you go. The original Golden Valley
the
Brewery.
original.
Yeah. Rizzle Music Podcast from Up Left State of Mind. Thank you for joining us, brother. He says, beautiful. Nice. Thank you guys for being here. But yeah, man, I just wanted to say, like, I've just taken so much from you as a father, as a partner to my mother, as a husband, as somebody who raised two kids, and you always just had such a level head, and you always instilled that hard work and consistency always pays off. Like you just have always been that guy, the rock for the family. And we are just creative crazies on these wild journeys all the time. And you're there being consistent, and you're there supporting and loving. And yeah,
I appreciate that. I got to work for people to make their lives better, and that's what I do. And I want you to succeed, and you're doing it right now, and I love it. Makes me happy.
yeah, thank you. I want to talk about my little sis, man. The wild
Oh,
child herself. She came into the world when I was 5 years old. And at that point, we have bonded. I feel as though I accepted you as being my father versus just being some guy my mom's dating. And you were welcomed with open arms. And then we had Victoria coming into the picture.
yeah. How was that for you?
For Victoria coming in?
No, why? Were you like jealous or anything?
I don't think so. I was excited.
I thought you were.
Yeah, I was really excited about having a sister. Yeah, very excited. Now, as she got older and became a tiger or a leopard wearing onesies running through the house trying to bite my friends when she
Hmm.
had like two teeth hanging out of her face because she's going through that stage, that got a little more tough, but I still loved her to death. She was my crazy little leopard tiger,
Yeah.
you know. Um, but I want to dive into that. You and Mama bringing a little human into the world and having a stepson, and what your thought process and mindset was like then.
It was all, life has been a blur to me. It goes so fast.
Mm,
I mean, I remember all those moments and you guys playing together and having fun and all these other things. Then that you're two different personalities. She, like you say, she was a wild child,
mm.
but again, very creative, just like you. I remember she'd dance here on the floor with what was it? Those two big bands,
Big Bad
Big
Voodoo
Bad Voodoo
Daddy.
Daddy.
Hmm. Oh yeah,
Uh-huh. I mean,
and Lou
she,
Bega.
yeah, she'd
Yeah.
she'd have her little dances here, and she'd have a routine going on, and it was tough because I'd be at work all day, and I didn't see what was going on at home, and I sure missed it, and I'd be so excited to get home. And then there'd be some issue, mom would be home all day with the both of you guys, and she'd be frazzled and coming home with, yeah, it was a little tough at times.
Yeah.
But me not being there and seeing everything and supporting mom and everything, it was a little tough.
Yeah.
But we made it through. We powered through. You guys, I mean, all your friends, all the kids in the neighborhood. Um, that was the biggest thing that was nice about the both of you, is that you weren't watching the TV all the time. I mean, you guys got plenty of TV time in, but you guys were outdoor kids.
Hmm.
And I remember the kindergarten teacher used to walk up and down the street once in a while, and she talked to your mom or myself and said, you know, your kids are great. They're outside playing with their friends all the time or doing something outside. They're not just stuck watching TV.
Yeah.
And I was very proud of that because that's where you learn a lot,
Mm.
socializing. And you guys did it on your own. So in that respect, you guys were easy to raise, but still, kids will be kids. You guys get in trouble. You fight once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe somebody's ripping off the tags off somebody's Beanie Babies. I remember that. She was crafty. Oh my God, she's conniving.
Oh yeah, yeah. My little sis realized that once the tags, because we collected Beanie Babies, me and my cousin Afina collected Beanie Babies when we were younger, and she realized that they were useless to us, or they had no value to us once the tags were gone. So we just either throw them away or give them to her. And so she's like, "Well, this is a gold mine." So just she started ripping the tags off, and we just give them. So she had all these Beanie Babies. It's so funny because, yeah,
And you
my
had them
cousin,
up high on a shelf in a place where no normal child could get them, but somehow she crawled up the wall
yeah,
like a spider or a spider monkey and grabbed them off the shelf. And like, no, she didn't.
yeah, yeah, she was good. She was good.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
want to know, yeah, so I want to know what your proudest moment of being a father would be.
Well, for you, um, there's several, but I do remember, athleticism for you when you were in baseball. I was so proud watching you be a catcher. It's
Mm,
like, man, that kid's good.
mm,
And the smile on your face and the determination and the just love for the game. You weren't there just to have fun. You were determined, and that was amazing to me. And that goes into your motorcycle stuff, and just watching you. The thing about you that made me proud is that how you can adapt to almost everything you did and do it well and hard and strong and fast, and just your stick-to-itiveness has always amazed me.
Mm.
And that's just amazing.
Mm.
And that's, pride is a proudest moment about being a father. That's a tough question because there's so many things, the attributes that you have. I'm proud of everything you do and have done.
Mm.
There's a couple of things that are like,
Oh yeah, there's a laundry list of my teen years for sure.
but in general, you just, the way you treat people, your respect for others, the way you help people, the way you help people lift themselves up.
Gosh, I didn't realize this would be such a self-serving question. I didn't mean to ask that. I didn't.
I know.
Yeah, tell me everything you love about me. All right, let's just get to that.
Yeah, let's just get to the text.
Yeah,
No, that was
let me. Well, go. Let's talk about Victoria as well. I'd like
okay.
to ask about her so she doesn't. So I don't sit here just getting all these accolades. And
I know. Well, she's not interviewing me, so
yeah, that wasn't the point.
No, the same thing with her. When she got into dance and jazz, tap, and ballet,
so good.
I think that was the best thing that ever happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to praise jazz, tap, and ballet because it teaches people, whether it's a guy or a girl, it teaches you poise, how to be in front of people without embarrassment, because it's your job. That's what you're doing. Teaches you a little competition, which is always good. Yeah. And she stuck to that, and look at her now.
Yeah.
She is a strong woman. She presents herself right, and she's just, that's a proud moment right there. And it's a lifelong proud moment. And not to say that tap, jazz, and ballet was the only thing that she did. I mean, the volleyball that she did, she stuck to that. She was very good. And that was probably part of the volleyball parties we had out here and everything. Mm-hmm. But both, I guess the proudest moment is your guys' lives growing up. All these things that you did that I see in you as adults that affected you when you were, you did as children, and it's all part of your life right now. And I see the results, and that's pride right there. Mm. I'm proud that you guys are upstanding citizens, respected, smart. Yeah.
Thank you, Pops.
I talk about you guys at work.
Yeah.
That's pride.
Love you, man. I want to know what one of the toughest challenges you've ever faced in life was and how you overcame it. I can give you a moment on that one if you'd like, and get to some comments. Unless you've got
do some comments there.
Cool, let's do it. Let's see. Rich is in the house. Legend, welcome in, Rich. He is here supporting the show. He says, "Good evening, all. Sorry so late. Don't worry. We're just happy to have you here, man. Absolutely." David Castillo in the house. He says, "The way you treat people, the way you help people. Yes, on point." Oof. Thank you for that, Castillo. Thank you for that. But yeah, I think that came from being raised right and making a lot of damn mistakes, man. I made so many mistakes, and there's so many lessons to be learned, and all the times I've failed or made the wrong decisions or whatever it is. And once you realize that life is smoother when you're treating people well, and internally that every step that you're taking is out of love, respect, and you're giving without expectations. Those things are all a cultivation of making the mistakes that I made and being raised the way that I was raised, and being raised by somebody like you, Pops, who I didn't realize all of these life lessons that I was learning. I didn't realize all the life lessons that I was learning until later. Like you said, don't run in the woods. Well, I didn't realize what all of these lessons were until I would come face to face with them, make the wrong decisions, and then look back and be like, oh, well, that makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah.
And some of that wasn't said, but it was just observing your actions as a human, and a lot of understanding came with that. And yeah, so thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. Do it all over again.
Yeah.
Or younger.
So yeah, are you ready for this question? The toughest
Yeah.
challenge you faced in life, and how did you overcome it?
Okay, so I'm gonna say something. There's not one challenge that was toughest.
Mm.
Okay. I have been a blessed man, a lucky man. I don't know how. I mean, we didn't grow up wealthy or anything, but we always had whatever we needed.
Mm-hmm.
Or, yeah, just enough to what we needed. The challenges, I guess, they're all the little things, like the decisions that you make, or, like it was hard for me moving from school to school, which your mom went through way more of that than I did, so I can't complain about that. But it was hard making new friends, moving to a completely different environment physically. I went from green space to cactus and sagebrush
Yeah.
at a young age, and that was like, whoa. Growing up, do I go to college or do I get a regular job? I don't know. All these things. Oh, there's a challenge too. I'd ask my dad for what I should do, and he would never tell me what to do, which was good. I'd have to figure it out myself. And I'm like, well, I kind of need some guidance here. So that's a mental challenge. I've had mental challenges, little things like that make you a better person as you get older. I've never not wanted for anything, I've always found a way I've always had jobs here and there. I worked burger joints and always had walking around money because I had a job when I was a kid. So challenges. Physical challenges have been a little bit rough. I was born with a heart thing, and those were tough because when I couldn't work or support the family, I felt bad. I felt guilty. I knew what was going on, but if I can't support the family, what good am I? That's mental challenge right there. That was, I guess, those types of mental challenges. That's the biggest thing. And how did I overcome it?
Mm-hmm.
I still struggle with those things,
Yeah.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
I go to work every day hoping that nothing's going to happen, and what if it does? And that weighs heavy on my brain and my heart. So, but I guess you just gotta, one guy at work, he said, there's two things: you do what you can do, and that's all you can do. And if you can accept that mantra and just, well, and it's got to be truthful. You do everything you can do, and that's all you can do. There's nothing else that a person can do. You just keep going as best you can. And if you can't do it, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
And that's always been a hard one for me to accept.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you've always done such a good job at it, and whether or not you know it, just keeping a level head about things. And even when times are tough and tensions are high, you are somebody that you rebound very quickly from a lot of things. And I've always respected and loved and appreciated and taken that in about you. And I think that with my demeanor in life, when I get angry or feel myself getting a little bit out of line mentally, I know that you have instilled in me the ability to find my own comfort within
Yeah.
myself and not let those go to the extreme. Yeah.
I guess if you're going to let it go to the extreme, take it somewhere else. I'm not saying that I haven't punched walls
Yeah.
before, but I always make sure I don't hit where the stud is because I don't want to break my knuckles.
Right. Yeah. You got to knock first. Okay.
Yeah, you got to knock, take some time out.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what boxing is good for. Jake
Oh,
did,
the best. Come on. It is the best. Yeah. You got to have some kind of release for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's important with guys more than with girls. I don't know how girls release, but guys do need to tender their release to put it somewhere where it's not going to hurt somebody or do damage to themselves, which might impede their way to get money and make a living.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
You got to think about those things ahead of time.
Yeah. Man, well, thank you for sharing that. And I didn't want to dive too deep into anything that's, too tough to bring up. But I think these conversations are really important. And, before I have 2 questions left for you, and one of which is your greatest moments. I guess your favorite moment that you shared with your wife. I know there's been a lot, and that's going to be a tough question because you guys have been married for decades.
Man,
But if there's a story that you could tell about you and your wife that you love, I'd love to hear it.
she's just so funny.
She's the funniest.
I know, right?
And she knows it too.
Yeah, I know. I think we got married, and then 5 years later we took our honeymoon, and this I just remember so vividly. And we went to Fiji of all places. Oh my God, just the Hideaway Resort. I highly recommend it if it's still there.
Nice.
And we got a chance to go scuba diving, and we took our lessons in the pool and everything, and then we got on the little bus and went out to some place where you scuba dive out by a resort that wasn't there anymore, and we were down in the water 20 feet down. Her favorite story about this would be the shark, but I was pretty calm and cool about that. But I just remember her, and your mom, if she's in a place, she'll just wander off and do stuff.
Yeah.
It's just, okay, we're going this way. I'm like, hey, wait up.
Yeah.
And so she's swimming away from our guide, and out on this sand slope, there's this little coral thing about this big, and there's a clownfish.
Mhm.
And I thought this was just so funny. And I remember to this day, she's sitting there, and clownfish are pretty aggressive, and they're only about, that big? And she's sitting there, and this clownfish is going ding, 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 all over her mess. Ding, 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 and just she was just laughing. And I think she kind of tried to poke it back or something. I thought, she's funny. I love that. That's just one of the many
I know,
times.
right? Yeah, that's a tough question.
The wheelchairs at Disneyland.
Oh yeah. Come cheat codes.
I don't think they let you do that anymore.
Probably because of her.
Probably. She does all these things that push my boundaries of what you can do in life, and that's what I love. It just, okay, here we go. We'll do it.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Metropolis she did. I'm like, well, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
And she did it. When she puts her mind to something, she just, bam, she does it. Like, okay.
Yeah.
That's
You're
it.
an amazing support system for that, man. Like through everything is just, I don't know. Like I said, now that I'm in a committed relationship, I see myself diving into who you guys were to me a lot more than I ever have before.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a coming of age thing and reflection and working on my mindset and my goals and aspirations moving forward. But I find myself reminiscing on the ways that you would treat mom in certain scenarios when, maybe there is a little bit of turmoil or something. And And I find myself leaning on that crutch of the things that you instilled in me.
Yeah. And I hate turmoil. Mom and I will get in arguments, and I'm sure it makes her mad, but I have to walk away. I just don't like arguing.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I do. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, Lars, come on, figure it out.
Yeah.
Can't have it both ways.
Right. Absolutely. Well, I
But yeah,
guess I want to thank you again for sharing all this great stuff with us, man. And I just really wanted to sit here and talk to my pops. I
I
want to
love it.
learn a little bit more about you and have this conversation for us and the family and the kids as kids as kids. And it's here forever. And so
Yeah.
that's a little taste of who Lars Ward and their lineage is.
And maybe we can do some stories again some other day. We'll talk about you.
We just scratched the surface.
I know, really.
Yeah. But before we go, I want to know what advice you give to the grandchildren moving forward. What do you think that how do you want them to remember our family?
I want them to remember that everybody in this family supports you unconditionally, unless you're some psycho killer or something like that.
Yeah.
But everybody supports you for who you are and what you're doing, no matter what. And the support we give is what we can do. But you be yourself and try to smile, love your family, love your brothers. It's family's number one. I'm not saying put other families down, but your family is number one, and that's what you got. And just strive for the best. Don't, like you've reinvented yourself. Like Victoria, she has too. She's doing things that I never expected to do, and you guys just keep plugging along and doing the best you can.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you for that.
And hug each other.
Oh, good. Hopefully that clap track didn't drown that out.
Yeah,
So
I
can
heard
say
it.
it again.
Hug each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Gosh, man. And I just want to say too that you have always had that mantra and that mindset throughout our whole lives with not just our immediate family, but our friends as well. And I didn't realize the impact that my family had on my friends group
I know.
until years later when they're asking about you. And I barely remember them coming over at all. Maybe they only stopped by once or twice and they're like, how's your mom and dad doing? Like,
Yeah.
they were like a second family to me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
man, we always just had that arms wide open door policy.
There's always a plate on the table. Hey, you want to come sit down, have fun? We're there for you.
Yeah.
And I love that. That was a lot of your mom on that one too,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's perfect.
Pops, I love you, man.
I love you, Sonny boy.
Thank you for being here. And I hope that the people enjoyed listening to my old man and me chat it up, catch up as I'm in my mid 30s. This is a beautiful thing, man. And I'm so excited. Like Jeremiah's over here. He sent a photo of him and Theodore watching us on the big screen at home having this conversation.
No way.
Yeah.
Send that to me. I'd love to see it.
So Jeremiah, Theodore, Victoria, Zenobi, we love you guys. And
yeah, we sure do.
you guys are the future of our livelihood. And thank you, Victoria, for popping out children and making me the happiest, luckiest uncle in the world.
Yeah.
So we love you guys. And Pops, thank you again. And I can't wait to have you back on. This is just the beginning, So
Yeah, we'll do it.
Cool. I love you, man.
All right.
I'll talk to you soon.
Sweet dreams, son.
Sweet dreams, Pops. Come on. Man, I am blessed. I'm just blessed. That's what this boils down to. I'm a lucky, lucky individual to have the people that I have in my life. And I'm a lucky, lucky person to be able to share these people with the world now. And I've always been able to share them with my friends groups, and they've always taken everybody in as if they were their own. And I've never really felt that type of camaraderie and love from many people in my life, but my family has been that for everybody around us. So to have my old man on and have that conversation forever means the world to me. And yeah, I just love you. I love you, Pops. I love you, Lil Sis. I love you, Jeremiah. I love you, Zenabi. I love you, Mama. And I love you, Theodore. And yeah, I love having this with you guys as well. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for everybody supporting the show. And I hope, you have a family here. So if you guys need anything at all, don't be scared to reach out. You can follow us on Instagram right here. I don't even have it up, but let me pop that up real quick. If you guys need anything, reach out to us on Instagram at People Helping People Live. And yeah, if you guys know somebody that you want to have on the show, whether they're a business owner, whether they are a musician or an artist, have them reach out. We'll have a talk and see if they'll be a good fit for the show and get them some good clips and promote them. And I mean, yeah, I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful. I feel fulfilled after that episode. I feel happy. Jeremiah says, such a great episode. Thanks, guys, for being your awesome selves. Thank you, Jeremiah. Rich says, awesome parents. Thank you, Rich. Victoria Ward says, we're all here right now, and we love you back. Nice. Jeremiah Brophy says, Theodore says, why was I the last one? Oh, Theodore, I love you, buddy. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. But in any event, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the episode. Gosh, I can't talk. This is episode 12 of chapter 2 of People Helping People. Thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see you next Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 p.m. Deuces.
Yeah. What's everybody fighting for? Why can't people help people? That's the question.